think a lot of what I've tried to do is to define the mark that my generation leaves behind, with an understanding of how past generations have affected the world that we live in today. Looking at climate change kind of less as an issue, but more of a lens in which we see the world. And I got that kind of idea from, you know, Bill McKibben. He talked about something similar, about how climate change is a lens in which we can see the world because of how it connects and impacts so many different issues, because of how it draws lines of intersectionality between many of these issues that we are very passionate about, whether it's women's rights or racial equality, Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ movements, that there are massive amounts of intersectionality between the people in this country and in the world that are fighting for justice at all these different levels.
You know, you expect me to come in here preaching clean energy revolution. This is the title of a report from those crazy ratty radicals at the United States Department of Energy. I kid you not. It's a report that started in 2012. They document the trend in the key clean energy technologies over the last kind of 5 to 10 years. Wind, solar, LED light bulbs, cars, electric cars, batteries. And here's what they find for all of them. Across the top is the deployment starting to skyrocket. I mean, really taking off for solar on the left and wind on the right. On the bottom is the price, coming down to the point where these things are now commercially available and cost competitive. The clean energy revolution is launching right now. So to the extent that anybody doesn't want to deal with climate change because they think fossil fuels are our only alternative, that was then. This is now. This is global investment in energy technology. You can see in 2015 was the crossover year when clean energy investments started to outpace fossil fuel investments. We got to move faster than this. This is not going to happen by itself. I'm not telling anybody to just, we can kind of wash our hands and let the market take care of it now. But I am saying that this clean energy transition is now within our reach and possible.
This movement isn't a movement of activists, this is a movement of people. Because the people that are affected by climate change aren't just activists, they're people. Each and every one of us. Whether you are a poet or an artist or a librarian or a journalist or a climate scientist, we all have a part to play in this, because each and every one of us has a responsibility to write and fill in a little piece of the legacy that your generation will leave behind, and my generation will leave behind. We all have a pen in our hands, and we have that ability today to determine what the future of this earth is going to look like. I believe that we have the right to be more optimistic now than ever. That we have the responsibility to be more optimistic now than ever and more hopeful now than ever, because without that, we're done. So despite the crisis, despite everything that we see is going wrong, we need that many more people fighting in our streets, in our courts, in our communities, in our homes to demand justice and create change. So I'm a part of a lawsuit, myself and 20 other youth plaintiffs, that are suing the US federal government for inaction on climate change. And that's huge, but you know, and that's not me telling you to all go sue your government, but this is young people that don't have the right to vote exercising our democracy in a way that's demanding that our leaders uphold our constitutional rights to life, liberty, and property by protecting us from climate impacts. That is an actionable step that I'm taking at the age of 16, and we can all do a little bit more in our lives and in our communities and in our homes, and take this piece of inspiration that we have and share that with the world. Share that with everyone around us, because despite how terrible things may seem right now, I guarantee you there are just as many people everywhere fighting for the solutions, and we have to be a part of that.
We've been too willing to accept the blame and the shame for this, right? I think one of the things that really gets in our way when we think about climate action is we all know our lifestyles feed it, right? And so what's the Pogo cartoon? People in this room will mostly probably remember. We've met the enemy and he is us, right? Well, yes, our lifestyles are part of the problem, absolutely, and we all need to be part of the solution. But we did not buy a Congress that puts a guy who throws snowballs on the Senate floor to disprove climate science. We did not stand in the way of all of the policies and innovations that could have given us the clean energy options we need by now, and still could. And we have to hold the people who did accountable. We've got to fight that and step up to that. We've got to step up to it, yes, by changing our lifestyles, but we also have to step up to it as citizens. Change your lifestyle, but don't blame yourself for living your life in the only energy system that there is. Change the system so that we can do what we have to do.
This is one verse from a song that I'm working on. It's called, Take Back the Power. And that's exactly what we got to do. That is exactly the final call to action that I'm going to leave you guys with. So it's like, we taking back the power. We bring it to the people. We stand for justice, fight for freedom till we treat it equal. This is our time. We build a legacy and leave it. You can't say my name, but you know it's me when you see it. I am indigenous, product of genocide. Colonization stole my past, but I refuse to hide. Never alone, though we hungry like a pack of wolves, howling at the moon, indigos running through the woods, tired of bureaucracy, sick of broken democracies, stories of the end, fulfilling sinister prophecies, overthrowing kingdoms, ready to break free from leaders that lead with barrels of oil that be leaking, and leadership's a beacon, we leading ships to freedom, state of emergency, wake up people that be sleeping, so we strike a match, light a flame, you can set the world afire, I can see it in your eyes, born to be a freedom fighter. Born to be bigger than the cities that you're coming from. Born to be stronger than the shadows that you're running from. Overcome, overstand, stand up, hands up, don't shoot, parachute, crash land, close up. Indigo warriors and visionary artists. It's time to take the power back and finish what we started. Cause nothing they can do can stop the waves that we've been making. Roots of revolution, it's the power that we taking. Take back the power.